Jason Werth. Hello, Jason.
Guys, what's up? We got a little thing going on over here. It's called the Kentucky Derby. You guys ready or what?
Yeah, we are ready. Like I said, it's to me, it's the best sporting event to ever be at, and for you to be intimately involved in this with a horse in the race, it's got to be terribly exciting for you, right?
Yeah, it's nuts. Lucked out last year. The first colt I got into, Dornick was a minority owner, and we got a little piece of a little taste of what it's like. We ran 10th in the Derby. We won the Belmont, run the Haskell, ran 4th in Travers. Unbelievable summer. And you know, I said that was a once in a lifetime opportunity, and I meant it. This year, Flying Mohawk is in the Kentucky Derby, and honestly, it was not on the bingo card, right? He was a $70,000 turf horse that turned into a nice turf horse, and then my trainer Whit Beckman has this crazy idea to run him in the Jeff Ruby Stakes. It's a Derby prep race, and he ran second to get 50 points and enough points to be in the Derby. And my trainer's just crazy enough to take a shot in the Kentucky Derby. So here we are.
Jason, the training method is fascinating to me. Now do you get to the track early to see how they train this horse, and what do you look for?
Oh, I'm so new to this. I've got no idea what's going on. I'm just along for the ride. I'm starting to learn more and more about it. But there's so much about the sport. There's so many cool aspects of it, and the training is one of. I don't like. I'll get up and they train at like 6 a.m. So it's hard to be in every day and get up and with these guys. Hey, but it's incredible. They train all morning. And they sleep all day. They eat all day. They're eating while you're sleeping, sort of thing. So they're not cheap, but they are incredible.
Yeah, they're not cheap, and that's what I was going to ask you, because you've been obviously you had a horse that won the Belmont Stakes, so the stud fees are fantastic. Keeps you guys going a little bit. But what is the expense like to train these kind of horses for these big races?
I mean, they need to win. They need to run in big races and win. They aren't cheap. It's like anything. You're kind of you're paying for entertainment. I started my syndicate Icon Racing, and people are like, "Well, send me the investment deck." I was like, "Well, hold on a second. This isn't an investment. This is entertainment. You're buying season tickets. You're taking the family to Disneyland. You're going to the boys' trip to Vegas, and you're buying lotto tickets. It's literally, that's the type of game. You can hit big, you can win, you can make a lot of money, or you can lose. It's not an easy game.
You won a World Series, and I remember when you won when Dornick won the Belmont. You kind of related the two experiences. As an owner, as a player winning World Series, as an owner of a horse that wins that kind of race, how does it compare?
It's very similar. There's a lot of parallels between the two sports, and as a player, you really get the sense of when you own a horse of like when those horses leave the gate, it feels like you're back on the field. I tell people this is an unbelievable sport. For retired athletes for that reason. But it's just one of those things, man. You get into it, you start peeling back the layers, you start learning about it, and there's a lot to it. You fall in love with the horses, you fall in love with the lifestyle, and just traveling around, following the horses, going to the track. It's just a totally different way of life. But as an owner, you create this bond with these horses. They're like family pets. They're like, they become part of your life. And then on race day, when they leave the gate, you feel like you're racing. It's incredible.
It is amazing. All right, I'm going to run a trifecta by you. Tell me if I'm okay. I'm going to get Flying Mohawk in there in a box trifecta, but I got to throw in my journalism as a favor. And then I like this horse. I like the 12-1 or is it 15-1? Burnham Square. Burnham Square. What do you think?
Awesome horse. Yeah, I like that. I like journalism. Looks great. The favorites don't typically win in the Derby. We'll see. He hasn't ran in a crowd yet. I don't think maybe his first race, but he's running in out there in California with short field, five horses typically. But he's an awesome horse. When you see him on the turf, on the track in the morning training, just walking, he's a freak. I mean, he's one of those.
Yep.
He's one of those, just gorgeous horses. And he was on the track the other day. He was just out there jogging. He looked like a dressage horse. He was like prancing. He's incredible. Oh, Burnham Square is awesome. The Final Gambit horse that won the Jeff Ruby that we ran second in. Yeah. He's been training great. He looks good.
30-1 Final Gambit.
Yeah,
right along with your horse.
I'm gonna have a big super with those four. I like Sovereignty, and I like the Rapoli horse, but he scratched today, so I'm gonna take a look at it a little bit later. Right. But those are my 4 or 5 horses for the super.
We're talking to Jason Werth. Let's talk some ball. Do you get a chance to watch the Phils much?
I don't. I didn't even pay attention in April when I played, let alone when I don't play. I was such a slow starter. Maybe I should have paid attention more. But as the summer heats up, as the weather gets warmer, I warm up to the sport, and then I follow kind of.
No, they need a bullpen, Jason. They need a pen.
Well, who doesn't? Everybody needs a bullpen. You want to win, you got to pen. You want to win, you got to have good starting pitching. You got to play good defense, and you got to hit. That's what it takes, and you don't have to do it in April. You got to do it as the season goes on.
Jason, let me ask you a question. You started out as a catcher in professional baseball. I wonder if you ever had any thoughts that had you stayed a catcher, you could have been Buster Posey.
If I would have stayed a catcher, I would have been busted down.
Well, they made the right move putting you in the outfield, and especially when you finally won the job in 20. You were a big fan favorite. People loved you here, and then 2011 happens. The feeling of losing in 2011, was there a sense that it's over? We maximized what we had here
for the Phillies.
Yeah.
So I mean, I was my first year in Washington. I mean, I kind of. The writing was on the wall for me a little bit. That they made it very clear that I wasn't part of the program going forward. They had a bunch of aging players. They couldn't sign the whole team to big contracts, and I understood that it's a business, but Ryan getting hurt in the playoffs. Was a big blow to the team, but like that they pretty much dismantled that team and went into tanking mode not long after I left. So
well, listen, nobody could blame you for taking that kind of a bag. You get to watch it, but when you came back here, you were booed. I always wonder how you perceive that.
Unmercifully. I mean, just probably as bad as anybody's been booed for 7 straight years.
Yeah.
But I was the best opposing player over those 7 years statistically. For 7 straight years, I was the best away player in Citizens Bank Park. So it was an endearing thing for me. I love the boos. It only lit a fire, but I knew they were doing it. Well, they were mad. I understand why they did it, but it was a respect thing, right? They don't.
Yeah.
Of
course it was. And you used it as fuel, which is interesting because it could crumble some other people. So you go to Washington. Give me your experience with Bryce, and now when you look at him now, I mean, you had a big influence on him, obviously. What did you see? What kind of player did you see when you went over there?
Well, when we got him, he was 19 years old. I mean, he was just a puppy. He was just a kid. We had a lot of work to do. He was not the easiest kid to bring up, but he's turned into just a phenomenal player, teammate, human being. I'm proud of the person that Bryce is, and I was probably the most critical, the most toughest one on him, and I'm not ashamed of it. I think that it was deserving at some times. He needed somebody to keep him in line, and now we see the product that he has now, the person that he's become. The man that he is, the father, the husband, the teammate. I'm proud of him.
How were you hard on him? What did you do? What kind of things did you do with him?
I mean, you're with these guys day in, day out. I mean, if you you can let things go, or you can address it. I was very upfront with Bryce. I was very straightforward with him. And
You thought he was too cocky?
no, I didn't mind his arrogance.
Yeah.
It was just some of the stuff, the way he went about some things. He was just he's a 19-year-old kid, 20-year-old kid. Didn't really have any time in the minor leagues. He was on the cover of Sports Illustrated in 16. You got to pay your dues in this game, and you got to go about it the right way, and you got to be a professional, and that's what the minor leagues teaches you. And it's a humbling game, and the game will humble you.
Where were you? Where were you when Hamels hit him, and where were you with the Pebble Bomb confrontation?
When Hamels hit him, I think. What did he do? That was
He didn't
when,
he didn't do anything.
he ended up. No, he did. He stole home. I think that after he got hit. I don't know if it was that. If it was that after he got hit, or that it was that series. And it was like that was one of those moments where that pissed him off, and you could see it light the fire. Like he wasn't going to back down, and he stole home. Right in that sequence there, that was kind of one of those things where he was looking to get him back. The Pebble Bomb thing is kind of funny, looking back on it. At the time, obviously it was it wasn't as funny. We were having we were supposed to win the World Series that year, and we just fallen out of I think we got eliminated or something, and there was some back and forth with Bryce and Pap in the paper. And so we weren't winning. Everything was kind of heated. People had each other's throats, and it was kind of just a culmination of a bad season. Really, it was one of those things. But unfortunate. I saw Pap's rendition on some podcast. Pap's a mess. He cracked me up. But it was just Bryce didn't give the effort that Pap was looking for that day.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, Jason, listen, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Good luck to Flying Mohawk, man, and have another great day. I see where you cut the hair a little bit. You're going to go with the Alexander Dumas look again, or what?
No, it's probably just up under the hat. It's
under the hat. You still got it. Okay.
I still got it. Yeah, it's a superstition thing at this point. It's every time I cut my hair, I either got hurt or something bad happened. So I just stopped cutting my hair altogether.
All right, sounds good. So Flying Mohawk, what are the chances? Can you pull this major upset?
Man, anything can happen in this race. You were in it. We're so grateful to be here. If we get some rain in the turf, and the track's wet, great. If it's sloppy, even better. But this race sets up for him distance-wise. And nothing bothers this dude. He's not going to be affected by the number of horses or the trip. And we'll see if he's got the punch to get it done. But awesome horse. He's a cool dude. You go to the barn to hang out with him. He's quite the character. He knows what it's all about. He knows why he's here. You can tell that he knows that he's getting ready to run a big race. It's pretty cool.
Does he have a goat friend?
No, he doesn't need a goat. Only the crazy one needs goats.
Jason, a pleasure, man. Thanks for being on with us. We appreciate it.
All right, guys. Take it easy. Thanks.
There he is. That's Jason Werth. There you go. Good dude.
Yeah, it sounds like he's having fun with this stage of his life.
Food unmercifully.
Yeah. I know, but did you see? He took a little jab, though. But I had the best stats of any opposing player.
He uses it as fuel. A lot of people don't use it as fuel. My man did. All right, take a break. 610-632-0975. Mike Missanelli Show continues.
Hey, everybody, it's Bill Colarulo. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel so you can engage during the show, and you're not going to want to miss all the content that we post. It's not only the live videos. It's videos after the fact. It's our shorts. It's all the content you want as a Philadelphia sports fan. Looking forward to connecting.